In the still, glassy waters of an unnamed alien basin, the first Thurtai eggs lay buried beneath layers of cool silt. Nothing stirred above them but drifting spores and faint ripples of unseen currents. Yet below, something was already listening. Before their bodies formed, before their 8 eyes opened, the Thurtai were thinking. They did not dream in images. They dreamed in pulses. Thoughts brushed against one another like currents in deep water. Each hatchling knew the others before it even broke its shell. Hunger was shared, curiosity was shared, even fear had no owner. When the first Thurtai emerged, it did not cry out. It simply reached. A silent call spread through the water, touching its siblings, binding them instantly. Their many limbs unfolded slowly, like living roots learning motion. Their green skin shimmered faintly as if echoing the thoughts inside them. Predators lurked in that freshwater world, but none could understand the strange unity forming beneath the surface. The Thurtai did not scatter or panic. They moved as one organism, one mind stretched across multiple bodies. And in that unity, something ancient awakened. Not instinct, not survival, something deeper. They were not just alive, they were aware of being alive. As the Thurtai matured, their shared awareness sharpened into something far more dangerous than instinct. Hunting became less about pursuit and more about prediction. They didn't chase prey. They knew where it would be. Fish darting through the freshwater currents found themselves surrounded before they realized danger existed. Larger predators, once rulers of the basin, began to falter. Their movements were anticipated, their ambushes countered before they began. The Thurtai didn't just read thoughts, they read intent. Within each family group, roles formed without words. One would probe the environment, stretching its telepathic sense outward like a net. Another would coordinate movement, guiding limbs with eerie precision. A third would strike, swift and efficient. Despite their carnivorous nature, there was no chaos in their feeding. Every hunt was quiet. Every kill was deliberate. The water remained calm, as if violence itself had been silenced. Yet something unusual began to happen. The Thurtai started sensing beyond prey. They felt echoes, faint impressions buried deep in the planet itself, memories not their own. The basin wasn't just a home, it was a mindscape. And something, long forgotten, was beginning to notice them in return. The deeper the Thurtai explored their telepathic reach, the more the world answered back. At first it was subtle, a flicker of unfamiliar emotion, a thought that did not belong to any member of the family group. Then came visions, not seen with eyes, but impressed directly into their collective awareness. Vast shapes moving through ancient waters, creatures far larger than any living thing in the basin. Minds that pulsed like storms. The Thurtai realized something chilling. They were not the first to think this way. Beneath the layers of sediment, far below where their eggs were buried, rested remnants of an older species. Not bones, but impressions. Psychic imprints left behind like fossils of thought. These ancient beings had once dominated the planet through pure mental force. And then they vanished. The Thurtai could feel their final moments, confusion, fragmentation, silence. But the silence wasn't complete. Each time the Thurtai linked their minds more deeply, the echoes grew louder. The past pressed against the present, whispering, urging, warning. Some among them began to change. Their thoughts stretched farther. Their individuality blurred. The family groups grew stronger, but also less separate. Something was happening. The Thurtai were no longer just connected. They were becoming something larger. Years passed, and the Thurtai evolved beyond simple family groups. What began as small clusters of shared minds expanded into vast networks spanning entire regions of freshwater. Distance no longer mattered. A thought in one part of the basin could ripple across miles in an instant. Individual identity still existed, but it was thinner now, like a thread woven into a massive tapestry. Each Thurtai could act alone, hunt alone, survive alone. But none of them ever truly were alone. The ancient echoes beneath the planet had not faded. Instead, they had fused with the growing Thurtai consciousness. What was once memory had become guidance. What was once warning had become purpose. The Thurtai began to shape their environment. Prey populations were balanced, territory was organized, even the flow of life in the basin seemed subtly directed by their collective will. And then, for the first time, the Thurtai asked a question not driven by hunger or survival. What lies beyond the water? The thought spread instantly, igniting curiosity across the entire network. Limbs stirred, eyes turned upward. The surface, once just a boundary, became an invitation. The Thurtai had mastered their world. Now they were ready to reach beyond it,